The interpretation of narratives is to some extent subjective because everyone can experience art differently. At the same time, using literary analysis, we can still explain the most reasonable meanings that the artist meant to convey or that the audience is likely to understand. To understand themes of any work of art, however, spoilers are involved. Heavy spoilers. So consider this your spoiler warning. Dragon Age Inquisition is the third installment of BioWare's fantasy role-playing series set in the world of Thedas. The Dragon Age series is known for many things like player choice and narrative, but to me, what really sets it apart is its universe lore. In the world of Thedas, the dominant religion, Andrastianism, is a very strong parallel to Christianity. Its god is known as the Maker, a title given to God in the Bible. Its founder, Andraste, while not an incarnation like Jesus, is the bride and prophet of said Maker. The majority of humans in Thedas worship the Maker, and many of the games deal with the characters that believe in the Maker. Dragon Age Inquisition uses parallels with real-world Christianity in order to deal with some religious themes. In this video, we're going to explore said themes and answer the question, what can the fantasy religion in Dragon Age Inquisition teach us about faith in church? One of the major themes that sets up a lot of conflicts in the game is the theme of troubled institutions. In Dragon Age Inquisition, almost every institution is plagued by serious problems. The Empire of Orlais struggles from political instability and attempted coups. The Templar, keepers of the mages, struggle with red lyrium addiction and abusing the mages under their watch.
The Templars have lost their way.
The rebel mages, in turn, struggle with blood magic in their ranks, conflict with the Templars, and later, oppression by the Tevinter mages. Most importantly, however, the Chantry, the in-universe equivalent of the Catholic Church, has lost control of both mages and Templars. Its pope, known as the Divine, is killed in the prologue along with all her most trusted and respected advisors, leaving the Chantry without strong leadership.
The Chantry will take time to find a new divine, and then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
The titular Inquisition is created in an attempt to stabilize the world and save many of the important institutions of Thedas, but a theme that is explored throughout the game is how each of these institutions should be dealt with. When an institution is failing, should it be removed and replaced, or can the institution be reformed from within? The Bible has examples of both instances. In 2 Chronicles 19, we see that there were issues in the judicial system as well as the priesthood, and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, reformed both by the command of God. Jehoshaphat lived at Jerusalem, and he went out again among the people from Beersheba to the hill country of Ephraim, and brought them back to the Lord, the God of their fathers. He appointed judges in the land in all the fortified cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, "Consider what you do, for you judge not for man, but for the Lord. He is with you in giving judgment. Now then, let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Be careful what you do, for there is no injustice with the Lord our God, or partiality, or taking bribes." However, at other times, God replaced the entire priesthood or even the system of priests as described in the book of Hebrews. Now, if perfection had been attainable through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need would there have been for another priest to arise after the order of Melchizedek, rather than one named after the order of Aaron? For when there is a change in the priesthood, there is necessarily a change in the law as well. When an institution is failing, sometimes reform is necessary, while other times revolution is. Dragon Age Inquisition explores this difficult question. In my playthrough, I chose to support Cassandra as the next divine, someone who wanted to reform the Chantry rather than replace it, although I believe the player can have a different result if you choose to support a different candidate. Regardless, all candidates represent different possible answers to this thematic issue of how to deal with a failing institution. Another major theme that stands out in the narrative is that of pride and the desire to supplant God. Many assume that the Chantry is against magic, but the Chantry has strong positions against magic because of its potential as a source of pride.
We teach that pride is evil, and does not corrupt only mages.
The main antagonist of the game, Corypheus, claims that he entered into the spiritual realm, the Fade, and that he did not see the Maker or the elven gods there. The Chantry teaches that it was in their pride that they used magic to enter and corrupt it. In his anger, disappointment, and sense of betrayal, Corypheus wishes to eradicate any faith in the elven gods or the Maker and become the god of the world.
Tell me, where is your Maker now? Call him. Call down his wrath upon me. You cannot, for he does not exist. I am Corypheus. I shall deliver you from this lie in which you linger. Bow before your new god and be spared.
The prophet Isaiah describes how Lucifer's primary sin was also his pride and desire to be God. How you are fallen from heaven, O day star, O son of dawn. How you are cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven above the stars of God. I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to Sheol, to the far reaches of the pit. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 to 15. In Dragon Age Inquisition, the villain Corypheus has strong parallels with the motivations of Lucifer, highlighting yet another highly biblical theme the game explores. What is perhaps surprising about Dragon Age Inquisition is how it digs deeply into religious themes and seems to at least understand and ask poignant questions of some ideas difficult for people who are not religious. One such theme is the idea of Providence, the sovereignty of the Maker, and how the Maker is always working to control all aspects of the people's individual lives and history as a whole. Even when things are not going well, many characters believe that this is Providence and the Maker working.
His hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent him to us in our darkest hour.
Though all before me is shadow, yet shall the Maker be my guide.
We lost everything then. Out of nowhere, you came.
The people can escape. She must have shown me. Andraste must have shown me so I could tell you.
The idea that God is sovereign and guiding human destiny is not unique to the game, but is something taught in the scriptures. Like the Maker in the game, God arranges all things to work together for the good of those who are his followers. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. Romans chapter 8, verses 28 to 30. The last and perhaps most important theme that is dealt with in the game is that of faith, being chosen by God. Throughout the story, the good guys are called to have faith, to believe that the Inquisitor is chosen by the Maker to lead them, to believe in the Maker himself. As the game progresses and more conflicts are revealed, the nature of faith is questioned. The game asks if it is okay to doubt.
I have tried to serve faithfully, to understand the burden I was meant to carry.
That is always a struggle.
You're not sure about this?
There's no faith without doubt.
I want to believe Andraste is with me, but doubt is everywhere.
Doubting is a part of faith, but it is only a test. Holding on to your faith in the midst of difficulties constitutes a stronger faith, a faith worth having. The Bible, too, discusses the idea of faith being tested through trials. In 1 Peter, it is written, "In this you rejoice, though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." Both in the game and in real life, believers are constantly filled with situations that may fill them with questions or even doubts. But if they are able to hold on to their faith, it becomes both stronger and more valuable to them.
Faith is made stronger by facing doubt. Untested, it is nothing.
Dragon Age Inquisition is a fantasy role-playing game that focuses heavily on religious themes like reforming the church, pride in taking God's place, providence, and the testing of faith. The game takes all of these themes quite seriously and does an excellent job of helping us think about our own faith through Thetis' beliefs in Andraste and the Maker. This was my favorite Dragon Age story, and I hope we can have more games about the Maker, Andraste, and the Chantry. That's all I have for you in this video. Bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this video blessed you in some way, please consider watching some of my other videos, subscribing, or sharing with me some of your thoughts in the comments below.